am so honored to be here with you today. Thank you to everyone who had a part in organizing the Florida Commission on the Status of Women's first ever virtual LEAD Summit. Your dedication to ensuring that all of us could still meet despite the COVID-19 pandemic and meet safely is not overlooked. And thank you all for taking the time out of your schedules to attend from wherever you are. I'm here today at the Florida Power and Light Company campus in Juno Beach, which is about 20 minutes north of West Palm Beach. This summit has brought us together to celebrate women leading in the next 100 years and to explore what that could even look like. There are endless possibilities. Look how far we've come. Just this past year, we marked 100 years since we gained the right to vote. Now we have the first female U.S. Vice President and the highest percentage of women in U.S. history serving in the United States Congress. We must celebrate our accomplishments and recognize strong women who have flourished as leaders, overcome obstacles, and who have worked to make Florida the best it can be. These women have paved the way to help the next generation of women to do the same and more. And helping to prepare the next generation of women is something that's really close to my heart. At FPL, we work with young women through education programs to encourage them to not only think outside the box, but to get out of that box. And as an example, explore a career in STEM, a field that is traditionally male-dominated. We can celebrate now, but also commit ourselves to continuing this momentum. It's great to see that there's a real focus in the world right now on diversity and inclusion, but it's important to me that people understand it is about more than simply meeting a quota. I am proud to say that I am the first woman to hold the role of Vice President of External Affairs as an officer at FPL. But it's about more than just gender. I brought a new skill set to the role as I came directly from our legal department, and I had strong company-wide relationships that greatly expanded the value that my business unit could bring to many company initiatives. Over the past several years at FPL, we have encouraged employees to look at how we do things and then disrupt ourselves. And by doing that, we are developing better energy solutions for our customers. We are providing our customers with America's best energy value today, energy that's not only affordable and reliable, but also clean. Our 30 by 30 plan to install more than 30 million solar panels by 2030, our use of drones and substation rovers to help diagnose issues faster and provide greater reliability for our customers are just a few examples of that. To be able to come up with such innovative ideas and continue to be the industry leader takes a very diverse group of people. We are fortunate to have many accomplished women in executive positions here at FPL. But overall, the greatest changes at FPL have come from greater diversity of thought, and through that comes more opportunities for everyone. Our company leadership features women and men of all backgrounds and strengths because they have earned their roles and it is the right thing to do. At the end of the day, it's our values, ethics, and ideas that are most important. For me personally, that's what has helped guide me through this very challenging year. We've all had to step up and be a leader in ways many of us have never experienced before, and that includes sometimes just keeping our family, our team, our children, or even ourselves in check on these really rough days that we've all experienced. The fact that you are all here shows you want to keep that leadership going. You have something that you've experienced that has sparked an interest or ignited a flame inside of you. You know that feeling. You may be asking yourself, so how do I start? How do I make a change? How do I join that committee? How do I approach my political leaders with that neighborhood concern? How do I become a political leader? How can I start volunteering? Where do I go from here? The road to leadership isn't always easy. In fact, I'm not sure it ever is. So here's a quick story. I worked really hard in law school, graduated towards the top of my class, and landed a job at a great firm. On my second day at my new job, the group I worked for broke away from the firm and ultimately let me go. It was at a time when firms weren't hiring, and to make matters even more challenging, I was in a town where I didn't know anyone. I began to send out my resume, but I was a new lawyer with zero experience. I asked myself, where do I go from here? No matter what situation we are in, there always comes that moment when you have to ask yourself that question. Assess where you are and decide how to make the most out of it. I reached out for help. As a former college tennis player, I reached out for guidance from a senior partner in the firm who was also very involved in the tennis world. He was gracious enough to call a friend from another firm, and I ended up getting kind of a Hail Mary pass interview and actually landed that job. That story has always been important to me for several reasons. Relationships are so important, but just as important is building your interpersonal skills. Authenticity. That lawyer trusted me and I had to trust him. Composure. Inside, I was panicked about my situation, but no one else saw that. Integrity. I never said anything negative about that firm that laid me off, even though people wanted me to. My focus was on moving forward. Everyone has obstacles. This pandemic is a perfect example. This is a huge, scary interruption in your path, but opportunities will present themselves despite the challenges. We just need to be open enough to identify them. We've had to navigate our own way this year like never before. Women have an instinctual need to be concerned about others, whether it's our children, our families, our teams, whether you're a CEO of a company or the CEO of a family. The first thing we worry about is, are we keeping everyone safe? Navigating that in a workforce this year has been a challenge. We are trying to move the initiatives of our companies forward and reach our goals and objectives, and at the same time, trying to be safe in a new world. In our situation at FPL, we are first responders. June 1st, hurricane season comes at us pretty fast. This past hurricane season was something we've never experienced before, just because we are in uncharted territory. The potential for deadly hurricanes during a deadly pandemic for months was something we really had to address. That has been one of the challenges of COVID-19, worrying about and thinking about how to keep your team, business, or family, or both, coordinated and safe. I personally decided to be very proactive and check in on my team on a very personal level, making sure that they were physically, emotionally, and mentally healthy. These moments end up defining who you are, what your leadership philosophy is, and what kind of leader you want to be. You can't prepare for these moments, but you can decide in advance how you want to treat people and how you want to present yourself. My greatest successes have been when I've chosen to do something I didn't think I could do. I can't tell you how to get to making those decisions, but I can tell you sometimes it's most rewarding when you take the path less traveled or the path that doesn't seem as easy. But there has to be an element of excitement about that for you. When I took on the role of leading external affairs at FPL, I was afraid there was going to be a lot of things I didn't know. And of course, there were. But something deep inside my gut totally excited me about it for various reasons. For someone looking at doing something they've never tried before, if it makes you smile or you get that adrenaline rush, give it a try. Take it one step at a time, and you are probably more suited for it than you realize. Making that decision to jump in and embrace my role has led me to other opportunities. In fact, it's led me to be here with you all today. So thank you again to the Commission for hosting me. I want to give a special shout out to my team member, Commissioner Sophia Ecclestone, as well. Sophia is someone I admire because she is not afraid to take that path that may be more challenging. There has never been a time more like the present to celebrate and demand diversity. Whether you are in business or government, whatever field you're in, whatever you want to pursue, it's diversity of thought, background, skill sets, gender, race, ethnicity. That's what brings better results. Never has there been a time where there's an opportunity like this. Embrace it.